Welcome to Everything Mental Health with your hosts, Chris Weeks and Maureen Edwards.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, Maureen.
We're just continuing our series on stress. And one of the things we talked about was blood pressure. But another thing that seems to be extremely relevant in the stress response is our cortisol levels, which come from adrenal function. And one of the things that I was thinking of is that when the body or the mind is under a lot of stress, whether it's an acute stress and it's just something that's in the moment and it goes away fairly rapidly, or whether it's a chronic stress, there's things that happen in the adrenal gland, in the cortisol levels, which have an impact on how we feel and how our body works. For example, one thing that can happen is that we get high cortisol levels if we're under a lot of stress. Our cortisol levels might go very high, and this is just our adrenal glands are kind of working at a very high rate. They're producing a lot of hormone, which is circulating in our body. And which may contribute to feelings of anxiety, feelings of stress, feelings of hyperactivity, kind of like those ADHD symptoms, rapid thoughts, inability to focus, that sort of thing.
Well, what maybe if we can kind of go back to what cortisol is. What is cortisol?
So cortisol is a hormone. And this hormone is coming from one of our endocrine glands, which is right in the top of our kidneys, and it is our adrenal glands. And thinking about it from what their action is, it's our ability to have energy and to move that energy, to do things, to achieve something.
Right.
It's our will.
Yes. So
it's our courage. It's
right.
our movement.
So in a regular, if we are functioning in a regular fashion, I mean, we'll be releasing adrenaline from the adrenal glands first, and usually that dissipates after the excitement of the circumstance occurs. But what can occur also is that if the sense of maybe a danger or the sense of stress or whatnot continues, then it ends up becoming cortisol, which can then be deleterious to the body in many ways. So
I think what you said is really important. It's there for a reason. It's there for these acute things where you need to move, you need to do an action, you need that willpower, you need that motivation, and that cortisol will help you do that and get through it. And then it goes back to normal, and then you've just got your normal levels.
Right.
A lot of people that are under chronic stress or chronic traumatic situations, maybe they're in a place of addiction, a place of their home life is stressful, abuse, a war zone. It could be anything that causes that feeling of I'm not safe.
Right.
Or I need to do something, but I can't seem to do it. Your cortisol levels can go very, very high, and they can stay high. But what happens over time is that they can't stay that high all the time. It's
Right.
just not possible. And so what happens is they just start to plummet. Just like in one of our last videos, we talked about high levels of stress. They can also implode into a depression. It's like high levels of cortisol. They can implode into that loss of motivation, that chronic fatigue,
Right.
that inability to get up off the couch and do stuff.